So you're playing in the Eberron campaign setting, you're down south in Cendric in the city of Stormreach, and suddenly they tell you that the turkey has been stolen by the drow. Hey, all adventurers! What do you think of my new intro? Cool, huh? Now, long time ago in college, we used to play almost every single day. We didn't play straight up campaigns, but we had a lot of one-shots back in the day. Specifically, I ran a lot of one-shots because there used to be a lot of time between classes, and other times I would just cut class and just keep playing. Still got good grades, don't know how. I digress. So usually I would just have some books around. I used to have the first one I ever got was the Book of Vile Darkness. Then the second one I got was Secrets of Cendric, because my first campaign setting that I ever played in was in the Eberron campaign setting, so I grew really attached to it. And I used to like drow a lot. Still sort of do, not as much as before. But I got Secret of Cendric because, you know, it has Cendric stuff, and I thought Cendric was really interesting because that's where drow were. The book isn't that good, but I'll get to that eventually whenever I review it. So I would usually run one-shots a lot using the Book of Vile Darkness, pitting players against demons or players against, you know, drow and Cendric and so on and so forth. Another one I once got was it's a 3.5 book. It's over here. A Fiendish Codex 2, Tyrants of the Nine Hells. There we go. Totally forgot about that. I haven't opened that book in a long time. But usually those were my three go-to books when it came to running basically anything back in the day. So I used to run something every single day. Sometimes I would just pull out my books and I would ask people who wants to play, and usually they just had like characters from games they were playing, because there were a lot of games being played at the same time. You know, I was running one, I had two other friends each one running other two games. Fun times, definitely. So they would ask, they would just use whatever character they were using at the time. Like, it didn't matter if one character was level 3 and the other one's level 15. It didn't matter really. It was just there to have fun. So one day, I believe it was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Pretty sure it was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Did I take out my books? I don't believe I went to any class. I just went that day to college just to hang out. And one of them asked me, hey, are you going to run something? And I'm like, I can run a one-shot. There was this player called Basher. Well, his name is not Basher, but we called him Basher because he liked to bash things over the head with a hammer. Now, for this one, I told them all to make level 1 characters because I thought of something interesting at the moment. And I wanted to use some drow raiders that are in Secrets of Cendric. I ended up, I think, with like 6 players. It's very hazy. I do remember Basher was a fighter, so that's what he likes to play. There was a girl that was a ranger. I believe Paladin, from Trying to Stay on Topic, was a wizard. I think there was what they're called? Artificer? Yeah, I think there was an artificer. I could be wrong, but I know I ended up with like 6 players. So they're in Stormreach, and immediately Paladin doesn't like it because he hates Cendric. He's like, it smells like dog. Cendric smells bad. Like, I don't like going to Cendric. I'm like, well, it's a one shot. You're in Cendric, and I'm like, he's like, okay. So there's a guy in Sandrick in the city of Storm who tells them, "Oh, we're having a crisis right now. We're gonna have a feast tomorrow, and the drow took all the food, and they're about a day's travel south." And they said, "Okay, we'll go after them." So they head off, and back in the day, I used to use playmats a lot, grids and miniatures, because that's how I used to play the game back in the day. Like nowadays, I always go for theater of the mind. It's a lot easier. I think it's a lot easier to keep track of things, even though like you might be thinking, oh, but if you have a grid and you have miniatures, it's a lot easier. You might be right, but then again, I sometimes like to fudge things in the favor of the players, and I can't have fudge with the grid there, because then it's just too deep of a fudge. And I like the whole theater of the mind thing. To me, it's a lot more fun than miniatures, because then I just believe I'm playing a strategy game, and I don't really like strategy games. Video games, that is. Now, one of them asked me, "Hey, did they steal like turkeys?" Because like Thanksgiving was the day afterwards, and I'm like, no, not necessarily. You don't know. They never told you. It's just they stole the food, and you have to bring it back. Now, eventually, they reached the drow settlement. Not settlement. It was an encampment. They were camping. They reach it, and there they see it. There was around, I think it was 7 drow, and like 8 turkeys, 8 live turkeys, and really big turkeys. Like these turkeys will take up a 5-foot square. Like they were medium-sized turkeys. No, not medium-sized. They were small-sized turkeys, which is huge. It's a turkey about yay tall. That's what I'm talking about. Like this big. Oh, small turkeys. Like that would be a huge turkey in real life, but D&D standard, like this tall and this wide, give or take, that will be a small-sized creature, even though that to us, that will be a huge-ass turkey. So they see that all the turkeys are inside cages, and the ranger decides, I'm gonna sneak in and I'm gonna release all the turkeys. And I remember there was also a rogue, and he said, okay, I'll go through the other side and I'll release turkeys as well. And they rolled their they rolled their move silently. So it was 3.5. Those move silently, and they were like, okay, we'll roll move silently, and they did, and they succeeded, and they released all 5 or 6 turkeys, something like that. Again, this was years ago. This was probably like 2007. I'm pretty sure. When did you come out? Give me a second. Secrets of Sandrick. You came out. What's your copyright? Pretty pictures. Let's see. So you came out July 2006. Yeah, I went into college in 2006. So yeah, it was 2007. Yeah, that session was. I ran that one shot in 2007. So yeah, it was 2007. So it was years ago. I mean, what year is it? 2015 right now, the recording of this video. So a lot of things have happened. So pardon my forgetfulness. I never thought I was gonna end up doing Geas quest, whatever. Now there are around 6 turkeys. There are around 6 players and around 7 drow. I always put like 1 more drow just in case. And I'm like, okay, the drow just noticed that the turkeys are released, and Badger's like, ambush, and I'm like, well, you screamed ambush, they know you're there, roll initiative. That was the surprise round, releasing the turkeys. And here's where things get interesting, because I like fumble rules. I don't use them in my regular games because fumbles tend to hurt the players more, because if a bad guy rolls a 1, he only rolls a 1 once, because then he's gonna be killed. If a player rolls a 1, he has that character could roll multiple 1s, generally through the course of a game. So that's why I don't really like fumbles or the roll 320s out of death, sort of rule. Unless it only applies to the bad guys if it's negative or detrimental, or if it's only for the players if it's beneficial. And that's how I see it. And even then, we can get into a discussion about that some other time. So the fight went on. I set up the little mat I had, and I told him like, where's everything, it was almost evenly divided because the drow were on one side, the heroes were on another, and there were like crates and stuff in the middle, and then there were a lot of turkeys in there. And the first thing, they told them you need to bring them alive. The food stuff, it has to come back alive because we need to cook them. And they're like, okay, get all the turkeys alive. And the biggest mistake was releasing the turkeys. But originally the idea was, let's release the turkeys to create a diversion. But turkeys are stupid. I don't know if you've ever seen a turkey, but these guys will drown. They stare up at the sky with their mouths open, and if it starts raining, they will drown because they're too stupid to look down while it's raining. Turkeys. I don't like turkey that much, honestly. I think it's bland. Even if you put a lot of gravy on it, like give me fried chicken any day of the week. I don't like turkey. Unless it has bacon on it, but then again, I'm just eating it for the bacon. I digress. So, you have I'm sorry, you have all these guys, like bows, crossbows, swords, great swords, throwing knives, spells against these drow. They stole the turkey. They saw the turkey there, they stole the turkey, and then the turkey are confused as hell because they're turkeys. Then you have the ranger goes first, and she shots, and here's where I go with the whole fumble rules thing, because she shot at a drow. She rolled a 1, and I'm like, okay, fumble. There was a turkey next to it. Roll to attack the turkey now. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And can I auto fail? No, it's a fumble. You have to roll. And she's like, okay. She rolls, and she gets us a 20. And I'm like, okay, confirm that 20. And then she rolled, and she rolled really high because it's a turkey. It doesn't matter. It has really bad AC anyways. Plus, it was flat-footed. With a bow, which is a ×3 critical weapon. The turkey died. Oh man. Okay, so you shoot at the drow, you miss, and you hit the turkey. Now the drow is about 5'5", the turkey is about 3 foot tall. So you imagine how hilarious that could have been. That should have looked like in your mind, like you shoot at the drow, and then like the arrow falls on the turkey that's 2 feet below the drow. I told her, well, you stab, it stabs the turkey through the heart, and like it starts flapping its wings, and going garble, 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 and then it just falls flat on its face, dead, choked on its own blood. And then the drow looks at the turkey, and he looks at you, and he looks pissed because you just killed the turkey. And I mean, yeah, they were gonna kill the turkeys anyways, but the turkey's dead. Now you have to cook it quickly, because if not, it's gonna spoil. It might be Eberron, but preserving food goes as much as just sprinkling salt on a couple of things. I think there were a couple of cold things in Eberron, but not in Cendric. I mean, that's no man's land, basically. So the turkey's dead. She's looking like completely worried. And the drows just look really angry at her now because she killed the turkey. Then it's Basher's turn. And he tells me I'm going to charge and hit that drow in the face with my hammer. And I'm like, you can't. He's like, why not? I tell him, well, there's a turkey in the way. And then Paladin is like, wait, but when you charge, you can charge through ally squares. And in Pathfinder you can. I don't remember if in 3.5 you could. But you can move through ally squares. He tells me, you can charge and you can move through ally squares. And I tell him, yes. However, the turkeys don't recognize you as allies. And he's like, what do you mean the turkeys don't consider us allies? We're trying to save them. And I'm like, repeat that sentence. And then the ranger was like, They're turkeys. They're stupid. They don't know we're here to rescue them. And then Bashi's like, ah, damn turkeys. I'm trying to save you. So that was hilarious because then most of the party members were melee characters. You know, like there's Paladin. I think he was a wizard, but he's a wizard 3.5. He's level 1. He has 2 magic missiles per day, and that's it. So he uses spells, and after that he had a quarterstaff. He started asking me because one of the fun things about playing game mastering Paladin is that he's very imaginative. Like he will try to find a way around anything, and I love that because the first thing he's like, is there a rock next to me so I can start throwing at the drow? It's gonna be non-lethal damage, and he's like, screw it, nothing. So he starts picking up stones and throwing them over the turkey at the at the drow. And then the other players, because you know the other people also have like melee weapons. The ranger is shooting, though she's trying to be like, she's telling me I'm being very, very careful not to shoot another turkey. She's shooting at the drow. She's obviously dealing the most damage, even though it's just 1d8. The other players are picking up rocks from the floor and throwing them at the drow, and like they asked me, do the turkey move? And I'm like, yeah, but they don't move. Like I moved them a little bit, but they don't really move enough to give you any leg room. Like they start like piling up in the same area to make it even more difficult to move through it. Because they're turkeys, they don't know any better. And one of them asked me, hey, don't they like start dispersing? I'm like, look, this is the grid I have. It's small. I'm not gonna like move them out of the grid because then it's gonna be a headache for me. It's one of my first times game mastering anything. Then I think I was running a game at that time, though I don't think we played that week because it was Thanksgiving week. Then you know the drow are like, what do we do? And I'm like, you know what? Anything the PCs can do, the NPCs can do it as well. So the fight turned because 2 drow have bows and arrows. So like 2 drow were actually shooting on the players with bows and arrows, but all the other 5 drow, they actually start picking up stones as well and throwing it at the other players. So we had like 3 turns of them exchanging stones at each other, just throwing rocks. Like, oh, you miss, he catches it and throws it back at you because I mean, now that I think about it, nobody considered jumping over the crates or climbing over the plates or moving the plates out of the crates out of the way. You know, so you start talking about these experiences and then you realize things. They could have, I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't know myself that well from back then. Main character amnesia happens. But I'm pretty sure I would have allowed them to climb over the crates or move the crates or attack the crates or shove the crates. I don't know. Move over the crates. But they didn't. They were just chucking stones at each other. And I mean, I didn't think about the drow climbing over the crates. What I did think about was eventually the drow get tired, so they take out, you know, they get tired of throwing their knives. They get tired of throwing stones at the players, so they take out their scimitars, because of course drow have scimitars. Do they really have anything else? Damn Trinity. And they're like, well, they can't, the players are like, well, they can't attack us, the turkeys are in the way. And I'm like, well, the drow don't care that much anymore. So they start attacking on the turkeys. They start attacking the turkeys. And the players just flip their, you know, because the drow attacking the turkeys. And they're like, no, we can't let the drow attack the turkeys. So the drow start attacking the turkeys. Thankfully, no turkey was killed except for the one the ranger killed. And they were quickly able to subdue the drow, because eventually the turkeys started moving out of the way once the drow started attacking them. Once the drow started attacking them, the turkeys just dispersed because they were freaking out. And then the players were able to subdue the drow one by one. I believe 2 drow escaped, like they ran away, and the other ones like They were conscious on the floor, and the players just coup de grace them. Done and done. Man, that was a crazy, crazy adventure. Then they grab the turkeys, they stuff them back into their cages, and they take them back to town. And I asked them, what are you going to do with the dead turkey? And they're like, you know what? The drow took it. We don't want to tell them that we accidentally killed the turkey. Just leave it in there. So, in the end, the day was saved. They were each compensated for 100 gold pieces. I think that's how much I gave them, like 5 turkeys return. It was like 20 gold pieces per turkey. I think that's a fair exchange. 20 gold pieces for each live turkey, and since the turkey were so big, so 20 gold pieces per turkey per person. So 100 gold pieces per person was 6 people in total, give or take. The major of Stormreach spent 600 gold pieces in this adventure on the players, and that was. And after that, I told them, oh, you will get 100 gold pieces. Keep it there. If we ever run another game, you can bring these characters in, and they have 100 gold pieces. I don't think we ever did anything else with those characters. I don't think so. And that was the Thanksgiving in Eberron session one shot. Crazy, crazy stuff. Oh man, like. Those were the days where you could just run one-shots whenever we felt like it. I mean, you know, life happens, people move, people just start playing, stop playing, and you know, nowadays, I can't even remember the last time I ran a one-shot. Okay, I remember the last time I ran a one-shot was for my wife, which is Anima. It was fun. And then before that, I think it was a 4th edition one-shot. So you know how long it's been that I actually ran a 4th edition sucks. Make love, not edition war. Except for this 4th edition, because it sucks. Besides that very special Thanksgiving session, I have never ran a Christmas session, though I should have. I was always like toying around with the idea of saving Santa Claus. I remember I played one on Talk Like a Pirate Day. It's kind of lame. I didn't run that one. I just played in it. I barely played in it anyways. And I did run a very interesting session for a campaign I was running at the time for Holy Week. It was Good Friday. It was Good Friday. Is it Holy Friday? Yeah, it was Holy Friday. I don't know how you say it. Holy Friday, Good Friday? I forget. My wife's not near to correct me. Anyway, so yeah, it was a Friday in Holy Week. And we had game, and I'm like, okay guys, I understand if you guys can't play, but I can. So, yeah, back at the time I was atheist, so I didn't care. Nowadays, I'm not an atheist, but I still think I would play anyways. I told them if you guys, you know, feel strongly about it, we can move for another week. And they told me, no, we can play. And I told them, okay, good, because I have a very, very interesting session that has to do with the whole Holy Week thing. And I had a devout Catholic character, and he's like, you're not going to make us kill Jesus, are you? And I'm like, no. Oh, man, I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll talk about that next year for Holy Week, definitely, because that was a very interesting session as well. It actually I ended up making a whole campaign setting based around it. Man, good times. This is ARMR signing off. Thanks for joining in. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Turkey Day. I hate turkey. The Turkey Day is bad. I don't understand why people like turkey. And their legs, their drumsticks barely have any meat on them. I don't know, man. Give me chicken any day of the week. Even better, give me pork or give me cow. Give me red meat. That's what I like. Bacon, pork chops, and my favorite cut of all, ribeye. Like if it were up to me, we would have steak for Thanksgiving because turkey is overrated. I mean. No, I'm getting something. You know what? I'm going on a tangent. I'm getting confused. Happy whatever. I'll see you guys next time. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and all that stuff. You can do it at the bottom there. Until next time, remember rule number 1: always have fun.